After entering the undulating energy time field, Flashy the paper doll and wood pulp boy have traveled in time to Paris, France during the Second World War, in a year when France is still occupied by the Nazis. But Flashy has some exciting good news to share with her companion, wood pulp boy.
Oh Woody. Je suis enceinte. Je suis enceinte. Yes, I am pregnant, and we are going to have the baby here in Paris.
Wonderful,
France.
wonderful news, Flashy. C'est magnifique. C'est très bon. Yes, we must have many offspring to ensure the future for our kind.
Je suis enceinte. Je suis enceinte. Yes, I am pregnant, and we are going to have the baby here in Paris.
That is wonderful, wonderful news, Flashy. C'est magnifique. C'est très bon. Yes, we must have many offspring to ensure the future for our kind. Yes, we must have many offspring to ensure the future for our kind. Yes, we must have many offspring to ensure the future for our kind.
Whoa! Oh. Whew. Where am I? Well, there's the Eiffel Tower. I need to find out what year this is. Who are these? What are these people walking around? Everybody looks like subhuman paper doll. I need to find out what year this. Where? Oh, a newsstand. Wait, 2071. I traveled in the future. Oh.
The young skateboarder from Murgatroyd, Timothy Lawrenson, has traveled through the undulating time energy field and landed in Paris, France in the future. A future in which the city is overrun with paper doll people, with no sign of humans. As Timmy searches frantically for other people, he only sees walking, living paper dolls. He has learned from the front page of a newspaper that it is the year 2071. And Timmy seems to be in a world that has been taken over by paper dolls.
Well, Imogene, I brought you another cassette tape in the mail. Listen to it and take a peek into my tormented childhood.
You've written one best-selling book, The Ineffectual Male. Perhaps you'll write a biography, a true crime story about me, the Murgatroyd serial killer. You see, when I do go out, I'm going to go out with a bang. Oh, I intend to take all of Murgatroyd with me. I'm never going to give up, and they'll never take me alive. I plan to stick around for a little while before my final act. So enjoy this little cassette, Imogene. Good day.
Hello. No one is available to take your call. Please leave a message after the tone.
Hey, Edna. This Uncle Frank here. Listen, that Jaco came by here last night on that motorcycle at 2 o'clock in the morning and woke me and Suki up. Let me tell you, she's just about to have a heart attack. I'll tell you what. And you tell him not to ever come over here again at this time again like that. And she can't take it. Her nerves are shot anyway. Anyway, he said he left the boys with you, you know, Apron Head and little brother over there. And I don't mind y'all coming by, but don't bring them over here. Don't bring them over here. Aunt Suki's nerves can't take it, and them two little brats are just like their daddy. They're nutty as a fruitcake, just like their daddies. He wasted his brain on drugs and rolling around with that motorcycle gang. And that's exactly what's wrong with Apron Head and the other one both, is by that damn stepdaddy of theirs, the way he's raised them. And I wonder how long he'll be gone on the motorcycle this time. Well, I wish y'all luck. You didn't taking care of them, but don't bring them over here. All right. Thank you. It's Uncle Frank. Thank you.
Presents the Les Tomac Show. Tonight's featured guest tonight is Judy Vincini of Vincini Cosmetics. And here comes Les Tomac.
Ha 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 ha. Les Tomac here. Ladies and gentlemen, we are viewers at home. We welcome Judy Vincini here. She is the owner and CEO of the Vincini Cosmetics Corporation, right here in Murgatroyd. Of course, it's national in its influence and its distribution. It's a major cosmetic company, and you may recall 10 years ago, when Judy was still just a little girl, I had her father, Vincent Vincini, the founder of the company, here on my show. And today, all grown up and in charge of the company, we have Judy Vincini. So, Judy, tell us, how did this new Elastaflux ingredient in the Ultra Deluxe Triple Star face cream come into being? What is Elastaflux?
Well, as I am sure you recall, Les, my beloved father, Vincent Vincini, was on your show back in 1969, and he joked about how I would put Play-Doh in jars of Vincini face cream. Well, when I grew up and took over the company, I got to thinking, hey, skin is kind of like putty or dough, and if our brilliant scientists at Vincini could come up with an ingredient that would gently pull and tug at your skin, that would do wonders for any woman's complexion and would eliminate wrinkles and keep your face fresh and young looking and feeling. So I talked to some of our research team in the Vincini lab, and that's how the new ingredient was
The Les Tomac
created.
Show are provided luxury suite accommodations at the Super Deluxe Ultra Hotel of Murgatroyd, where every single room, every meal, and every day of your stay is absolute unsurpassed luxury. Need to get out of the house and away from the kids for a night? Come rent a Super Deluxe Ultra Hotel suite and lounge in our fabulous swimming pool. Have drinks in our lounge and then relax in your vibrating bed while watching the Les Tomac Show on CRZY television.
Healing components of shea butter, there are many skin-related benefits. Restores life and luster to your skin and hair. Helps to erase and reduce wrinkles, fine lines, scars, and stretch. Collagen production stimulated.
Country Time tastes just like that good old-fashioned lemonade.
Not too tart, not too sweet.
Country Time flavored drink with natural lemon flavor.
At great prices. It was true of Ward's in 1922, and it's still true today. The Road Tamer Belted is Ward's best, biased belted tire. Two rugged fiberglass belts help tame rough roads, while polyester cord body plies provide a smooth, comfortable ride. Now
This is Humila, son of CRZY News. The Senate hearings into Flashy the Paper Doll resumed today after a one-week recess. They are being chaired by Senator Devane, and once again Dr. Getrick, a key person in all of this, is being questioned. We now join the Senate hearings, which are already in progress.
So, Dr. Getrick, as I've already told you, before the end of this hearing, I will get to the bottom of who funded your operation and who's behind this, who's backing it financially. In the meantime, I want to clear something up. I understand that these two creatures, Flashy the Paper Doll and this wooden thing, that they're both capable of procreating. In other words, they can make more of their kind. Is that correct, Dr. Getrick?
Yes, Senator Devane, that is absolutely correct. Both Flashy the Paper Doll and Wood Pulp Boy are capable of procreation. They were both designed and created that way.
Dr. Getrick, that not only raises a number of, disturbing questions, to say the least, but it opens up the door for all kind of, shall we say, rather frightening possibilities. Do you even know how long the gestation period is, how long pregnancy would be for Flashy the Paper Doll? And how often could she procreate? How many of these things could they create? I mean, I'm looking at a future where, God forbid, there's hundreds, even thousands of these things multiplying and overrunning the earth, and I just find that to be an absolutely unacceptable possibility. I think not only must they be tracked down and found, but absolutely an end must be put to their ability to procreate. Would you please address that, Dr. Getrick?
No one is available to take your call. Please leave a message after the tone.
And it's Uncle Frank, and I've got a bone to pick with you. You know, I asked you not to bring the boys over here. Well, yesterday while I was gone, you did anyway, and you dropped them off with Aunt Suki, and I'd gone into town to pick up a few things. And when I got back, Aunt Suki was climbing the wall. She's about to have a nervous breakdown. They got into the refrigerator. They had gone through everything. They had meddled around through the drawers. I didn't know it at the time, but last time they was over here, I took a lighter away from Apronhead and put it up, and he had found it. I didn't know that he did. So he had to get them out of the house where they wouldn't drive Aunt Suki completely crazy. I got them in the pickup, and I took them into town to get them something to eat. You know, we went over to Drift to get them a double, and got them inside there and ordered the food and everything. And I'll tell you what, they went wild. Apronhead went all over the place, just turning that lighter on and off, flicking it on and off, flicking it on and off. And manager finally asked me, he said, don't bring him back in here. And I apologized for him, and I paid for our food, and I said, don't worry, I won't bring them back. And so I got them back in the pickup, and we got back out to the house, and I took that lighter away from him again, and I didn't realize he had another one on him. So anyhow, they both ate, and I put both in a little room in there watching TV, and I thought they'd keep quiet while I came and sat down and read the Murgatroyd Times, and Suki watched her Heart's Desire soap opera. Well, next thing I know, it wasn't 10 minutes past, I heard the most ungodly shriek from out in the backyard, and so I ran outside. Apron Head had set 5 of Aunt Suki's chickens on fire. I mean, they were just running around on fire, and of course I tried to put them out. Of course, he killed them. You know, they was so badly burned, and they didn't survive. And, of course, I took the lighter from him, away from him again. I said, y'all boys y'all just get out of here. I was mad. I was pissed off, let me tell you. So I made them walk. And so I imagine they, you know, I guess they made it home. They know how to get to your place. So anyhow, don't bring them back over here again. I'm just letting you know I did not appreciate it, and that's what they put me and Aunt Suki through. Thank you. Well, now that I have paid my final respects to my poor deceased brother, Apron Head, Reginald Vincent Niedermeyer III, dear Mom, dear Judy, at least you named him Vincent after your father, Vincent Vincini. I only have one last visit here to make to my dear old psychiatrist, Dr. Derrickson. While all of Murgatroyd goes up in flames, I must pay a final visit to the man who meant so much to me in Apron Head. I shall pay you one last visit, Dr. What's this? You're not in your office, Dr. Derrickson. The door was open, but you don't seem to be here. Ah, what's this? Another door. A secret room. An office within an office. Ah. Well, sorry to have to do this, Dr. Derrickson, but I'm knocking you unconscious. What's this? Ah. So, you developed time travel. It's my sister, Flashy, the paper doll. And she's gone into the past, into France, into the 40s, and there she is by the Eiffel Tower. It looks like Timmy, that missing boy they think I kidnapped and killed, Timmy Lawrence, and he's in the year 2071. I've changed my plans, Dr. Derrickson. I'm going to go out with a bang and commit suicide as I originally intended. While all of Murgatroyd goes up in flames, a lasting tribute to my brother, Apron Head, I shall escape into time to another time period. Yes, I'll go to this energy flux that's out there in the woods. I'll make my way to the woods, and I'll go straight through the energy doorway. Goodbye, Dr. Derrickson. Goodbye, Murgatroyd. Goodbye, present time.
The late night Les Tomac show, dark and deep, where heavy, complex intellectual and philosophical issues are discussed for our late night thinking audience. So go mix yourself a strong mixed drink or put on a pot of coffee and get ready for the mind-challenging dark and deep show.
Well, Les, I'm glad to be here. And my wife, Jacqueline, reads some results, so very glad to be here, too. I'd like to talk about parallel universes and how they are created, how alternate timelines, alternate realities are in fact created. You see, every time someone goes back into time and changes something, it has unknown consequences and ripple effects that we've yet to completely determine or unravel. Now, not everything has the same impact. And let me give you an example here. Let's just say, for example, that my wife Jacqueline here was to travel back to the time of Cleopatra and was to leave a big glider with Cleopatra, for example. Cleopatra's fascinated with it, uses it to go around the pyramids and light different things, what have you, and it's a novelty. It's considered magical, a form of sorcery or whatever, but whenever the high priest, the Egyptian high priest, tear it apart, they don't know how to put it back together. They can't replicate the material, so it's lost for all time. It becomes the stuff of legends that there was some kind of little device that Cleopatra could use to go light things, for example. But I want you to think for a second, Les, what if my wife Jacqueline had traveled back, say 50,000 years earlier, say during the Ice Ages or earlier, and had given this lighter, this big lighter, to mankind before fire has been discovered and utilized. And so early man is able to take this big lighter and start fires, and they start the fires and continue to build the fires, and therefore fire gets introduced to mankind simply because someone from the future went back and introduced a big lighter. So timing is very important in time travel. The point at which a concept, an idea, a device from the future gets introduced into the past, the timing of it and the time period in which it occurs is equally as important as the act of going back and introducing something into an earlier age itself. Again, these are heavy, heavy subjects. Heavy subjects.
Urgent news bulletin alert. News bulletin alert. We interrupt this program to alert the viewing public of the growing crisis in Murgatroyd. Murgatroyd is ablaze tonight. Yes, the city of Murgatroyd is on fire. The first blaze broke out at the Vincine E-Cosmetics Corporation approximately 1 hour ago, followed by another large raging fire at Drifty's Hamburger Restaurant and yet another blaze at the Super Deluxe Ultra Hotel. The fourth major blaze has engulfed the northern portion of Dead Center Park. Citizens are urged to very quietly and slowly evacuate Murgatroyd if you live near any of these conflagrations, and those out on the highway are urged to please avoid coming into Murgatroyd as the level of smoke will be hazardous to anyone who has respiratory problems. Do not enter Murgatroyd for any reason unless you absolutely have to. Teams of firefighters from other cities are en route to Murgatroyd to attempt to contain these blazes. I repeat, large sections of the city of Murgatroyd are on fire tonight. If you live in or near the areas of any of the major blazes, you are urged to evacuate. Further updates to follow.
Dark day in the Murgatroyd city of present time. The Murgatroyd serial killer has set many locations in Murgatroyd on fire, and as Murgatroyd is going up in flames, the serial killer has discovered the secret time travel lab of Dr. Derrickson and knocked the doctor unconscious. Now the serial killer has reached the undulating energy time field in the woods outside Murgatroyd, where he will now enter time. His destination, who knows where, who knows when.
Firefighters
battle the multiple blazes in Murgatroyd, law enforcement agencies have ramped up the search for the individual who claims responsibility for the fires. The Murgatroyd serial killer, who has now been tentatively identified as Eric Trenton Niedermeyer, the brother of Reginald Vincent Niedermeyer III, also known as Apronhead. Lieutenant Skitters was able to identify the serial killer through cassette tapes which the serial killer had mailed to Imogene Slokowski at CRZY News. Voices, statements, and persons in the cassette recordings provide vital clues to the identity of the serial killer. Repeating, a manhunt continues for Eric Trenton Niedermeyer and the battle against the raging fires in Murgatroyd continues. Further updates to follow.
Our snack bar for delicious treats and eats for the entire family. Ice cold drinks and yummy chocolate covered treats. Murgatroyd's finest drive-in theater for your nighttime entertainment.
Hurry to the snack bar. Hot fresh buttered popcorn. Genuine authentic Italian pizza with real mozzarella cheese. Delicious hot dogs. Out of this world hamburgers, cheeseburgers and French fries. Ice cream bars. Candy bars. Snow cones. Yummy, come feed your tummy.
Welcome to a very special edition of the Les Tomac Show. As you know, the serial killer is at large. He has been identified, and Murgatroyd is on fire. Under these grave circumstances, I have asked my colleague here at CRZY, Imogene Slokowski, to come on our show to tell us exactly what she's learned about the identity of the serial killer and how that came about. And she has a little bit of a bombshell she's going to reveal for us a little later. Welcome to the show, Imogene.
Thank you so very much, Les. Glad as always to be back here on your show. I only wish the circumstances were better. Well, as you know from your news reports, the serial killer began sending me cassette tape recordings that contained voices and personal information that eventually led Lieutenant Skitters to be able to identify the serial killer as the brother of the infamous Apronhead. Eric Niedermeyer has been identified as the serial killer and a manhunt is taking place nationwide for him as we speak. Meanwhile, as you know, large portions of Murgatroyd are going up in flames as firefighters battle the inferno. The serial killer claims responsibility for all of these fires, and based on what his brother Apronhead did, I have no doubts it is indeed the work of Eric Niedermeyer.
Yes, I think it's fairly clear that the serial killer did indeed set the fires. Imogene, you said you had a bombshell you were telling me earlier about the personal identity, the personal heritage, the parentage of the serial killer. So if you would, please tell our viewers of what you've uncovered. Thank you, Imogene.
Yes, Les. One of the things that the serial killer sent me in the mail was DNA and a vial of blood that our own independent laboratory has confirmed is in fact the DNA of Judy Vincini, the owner and CEO of the Vincini Cosmetics Corporation. The serial killer, Eric Niedermeyer, claims that Judy is in fact his mother, and our tests do confirm that. He also maintains that Flashy the paper doll was created using Judy Vincini's DNA, and we do not have a way at this time to verify that, seeing as how we do not have any DNA samples of Flashy, but I see no reason that he would simply make something like that up. So I would say it is a strong possibility that Flashy the paper doll is in reality his sister, as he claims, created from the DNA of his mother, Judy Vincini. What a shock to all of us.
Welcome to Opinion Radio, where you can call in with your opinions.
Welcome to our show today, this week's edition of Opinion Radio, with your host Julietta Sidestepper. Call in your opinion about anything, any idea, any subject. This is where you can voice your opinion. And we have a caller on the line now. Opinion Radio, where you call in and express your opinion. Opinion Radio, Opinion Radio, Opinion Radio.
Hello, Julia, this is Uncle Frank here. Well, I'm ashamed to admit it, and I wish I'd seen it. Wish I'd put two and two together sooner, but I'm accidentally connected to this damn Murgatroyd serial killer, and Lieutenant Skeeter's been out here talking to me, and them cassette tapes that he sent to Imogene Sakowski over there at the news. Well, you know, a lot of that was from that answering machine, the Pedman twins. See, I'm related to them, the Pendleton twins there in Flattown, you know, Pedman did none. They raised Apron Head and his brother Eric, and I never in my mind would have figured out that this serial killer was this Eric Niedermeyer kid. And see, I used to babysit them boys, not by choice, believe that. Pedman and Dinda used to just bring them over here and drop them off, and they were holy terrors. They drove my wife, Aunt Suki, crazy. And, you know, she's had a nervous condition and a heart condition for 40 years now, and them boys just would go wild when they was over here. I had to get rid of them several times, send them home, and put them in the road. One time they set 5 of Aunt Suki's chickens on fire. One time I took them into Drifties, and Apron Head just ran all over the damn place, flicking the lighter on and off, on and off, and on. I'd take lighters away from him and put them up, and somehow or the other he'd get them and find them. But anyway, I never seen this coming. I did not see this, that it was Eric that was one that is a serial killer, and I do hope to catch him, because now, I mean, hell, Murgatroyd's burning to the ground. I mean, I'm glad me and Suki live over here at Flattown. I'll tell you what, it's a sad day. Anyway, thank you. Thank you.
Escape from a future in which the world is ruled by paper dolls, Skateboarder Timothy Lawrence's son has left the year 2071 and re-entered the energy time flux field, not knowing where this will take him, not knowing what time period in which he will land, but hoping, of course, to get back to his own time of 2016.
Mr. Derrickson, wake up! Wake up! Are you alright?
Yes, Timmy. Someone knocked me unconscious. I've been watching you on the monitor screen as you travel through time, through the time energy field.
I just got back. I came from the future where Pepper Dolls is taking over the world.
Yes, Timmy, you were in the year 2071. You're now back in your own time. You're back here in 2016.
If you're alright, I'm gonna have to go. Gotta find my mom, make sure that she's okay. She'll never believe me.
Be careful, Timmy. All of Murgatroyd is on fire. Be careful.
Mom! Mom! You okay?
Yes, I am fine. Where on earth have you been? Are you alright, Timmy? Were you kidnapped by the Murgatroyd serial killer?
Yes, Mom, I'm okay. Oh, it's a wrong story. No, I wasn't kidnapped by the Murgatroyd serial killer. You will never believe where I was.
Oh, Timothy, I have been worried to death. I am just so glad and so relieved that you are okay. Grab your things, we need to leave here. Most of Murgatroyd is on fire and we don't need to take any chances.
First, I was in the past where I saved that Indian tribe, and then I went to 2071 where the world had been taken over by paper dolls.
Dr. Getrick, one of my aides has just informed me that the situation back in Murgatroyd involving the fires has just reached a critical crisis point, and the fires are now raging out of control. So consider yourself for the moment, Dr. Getrick, off the hook. I'm suspending these hearings until further notice. I've got to go deal with the problems of my constituents back home. I'll be leaving the chambers and going nearby to make a speech to them. But don't worry, Dr. Getrick, I'm watching you and your biotech lab, and these hearings could start back up at a moment's notice, so consider yourself warned. Thank you, Dr. Getrick. This hearing is adjourned indefinitely.
Cumulus Sun here at CRZY. That was Senator Devane of Murgatroyd suspending the hearings into Flashy the Paper Doll indefinitely, having received word from an aide of the growing crisis in Murgatroyd. Senator Devane is about to deliver a speech and we will bring that to you momentarily as soon as it...
Dear people of Murgatroyd, a crisis of unbelievable proportions has fallen upon us as Murgatroyd is going up in flames. While the National Guard is attempting to restore and maintain order in what is left of our great city, now more than 60% of Murgatroyd is on fire. The process of rebuilding Murgatroyd from the ruins and ashes will begin as soon as it is humanly possible, with all available federal aid being poured into the rebuilding process. It is my current plan to leave Washington, D.C. and return to Murgatroyd as soon as possible. I want to urge all of you who remain in or near the city to think of your safety first and property second. Remember, buildings and material things can be replaced. The precious lives of your families, your husbands, wives, children must be your first priority. Efforts to apprehend and bring to justice the diabolical madman who started these fires and who preyed upon the citizens of Murgatroyd as a serial killer for 4 long years will not stop until he is found. Thank you, citizens of Murgatroyd. Good night.
Hello, boys and girls. It's Aunt Suki here. Welcome to Aunt Suki's History Stories for Children. Once upon a time, there was a town called Murgatroyd. Oh, yes, there was. And there was a paper doll factory. And lots of people worked there making paper dolls. And then this sick, evil, twisted, horrible, dreadful person called Apronhead came along and burned down and destroyed the paper doll factory. But one paper doll, a living, walking, talking paper doll named Flashy, escaped because her kind creator, Dr. Getrick, had gotten her out of the factory before it went up in flames, just like most of Murgatroyd did a long time after that. And so, boys and girls, Flashy was walking around, a living, walking, talking paper doll. But then this evil, dreadful, sick, twisted clown named Bangledy-Boot, who claimed to be Apronhead's father, started chasing Flashy around, trying to destroy her. First he went after her with scissors. Then he went after her with a staple gun. But Flashy kept getting away, and she kept getting away. And finally, the clown just gave up in despair and disgust and hung himself from the Statue of Liberace in Dead Center Park. He committed suicide, just like his son Apronhead, doing the world a big favor and making the world a much nicer place. And that was our first history story for children, boys and girls.
Talk shoes. Recorded live.
Hi, boys and girls at the elementary school. This is the local artist, Blackson. Can you say Blackson? I want all of you to get out your little notepads and your crayons and your pencils. And I'm going to go over here to the blackboard and I'm going to write my name. Blackson. B-A-L-T-S-O-N. And I want all of you boys and girls to write down Blackson is the greatest artist who ever lived. Can you do that? Do that for me. Yes. That's a good little boy and girl. Yes. Yes. When I was a little boy, I used to draw all kinds of little pictures. Oh, yes, I did. And then I grew up to be a big, famous artist until this vile, liquid, terrible, awful, evil, sick, perverted, twisted woman named Imogen Slakowski decided to start criticizing and attacking my art. Yes, boys and girls, if you see Imogen Slakowski on the flat screen or the TV screen or the computer that Mommy and Daddy is watching at night, I want you to go and change the channel. Either that or start wailing and crying and screaming and get down on the floor and kick and throw a big temper tantrum until they change the channel and get it off of that terrible, wicked, awful Imogen Slakowski. Yes, boys and girls, she's terrible, but I'm great and I am wonderful, and I want all of you to grow up to be successful, meaningful people, and not vile and wicked, terrible people like Imogen Slikowski. This is Blatson the artist, and I was invited to come and lecture you here today about art. And yes, we're going to talk about all kinds of art, boys and girls.
Something is wrong. Something is very wrong. I have been sending out the beacon signal to summon Flashy the paper doll back and she is not receiving it. That simply is not possible. If she is anywhere here on the geographical Earth, she will receive the beacon signal. The only way she would not receive the signal would be if she somehow left the surface of the Earth either on a spaceship, and I find that rather unlikely, or if she somehow traveled backwards or forwards in time. I know that my colleague and rival Dr. Derrickson was experimenting with a time travel device. He was always jealous of the biotech awards I kept receiving, and I am certain it bothered him when I created Flashy. Nevertheless, I must pay Dr. Derrickson a visit to try to find out if in fact he has succeeded in perfecting time travel. My dear creation Flashy the paper doll has indeed traveled in time after all.
Opinion Radio, where you call in and express your opinion. Opinion Radio.
Hello there, Juliera. It's Uncle Frank again. Seen on TV where they finally got all them fires put out, and now it's just a matter of trying to rebuild from the ruins and all and what have you. I seen where that skateboarder guy suddenly reappeared. I told you all he was fine, that he'd just run off somewhere or something. You know, I called in one night about that. Anyhow, I was just going to comment on this there Senator Devane got up there and put up a nice, sweet, pretty speech from Washington and suspended them hearings about Flashy the paper doll and made a big boo-hoo about how he's coming back to Murgatroyd and all this and that. And you know, that's nothing but just to get himself reelected. That's all that is. He's just grandstanding to get the public to vote for him. That's all that was. And, of course, he flew back to Murgatroyd, and he'll put on a big show here in a day or two about rebuilding Murgatroyd and this and that and what have you. And I turned to Aunt Suki last night when we was watching him on TV. I said, well, you know what, that Senator, that Anderson Quint Jr. that's running against him might as well just throw the towel in. He might as well just give up. I said, that was such a pretty speech there. I said, everybody's going to vote for this Devane and reelect him, and this Anderson Quint Jr. don't have a chance, I don't think. Yeah, that's just my opinion, you understand. And I've got lots of opinions. Thank you. Thank you. My dear children, it's Dr. Hubert Slickhouse here. We must rebuild Murgatroyd from the ruins and the ashes. It was a great city once, and we can rebuild it. And Senator Devane will help us to rebuild it. So, my children, you must all vote to re-elect Senator Devane. It is his destiny to lead Murgatroyd back to greatness. God put him here. He is the divine messenger sent from God to lead all of us to a better place. Murgatroyd was being scourged by fire as a punishment. It was a divine punishment because of all the sinful wickedness. The paper dolls walking around, the wooden thing, and the serial killer. This was God's wrath being poured out. It was karma that Murgatroyd was burned. But the divine senator Devane, he will rescue us. He will lead us to a greater and a better Murgatroyd. He's our hero. He and Timmy Lawrence and the skateboarder, they are our heroes. And you must vote for Senator Devane to re-elect him. He will lead Murgatroyd back to greatness, my dear children. This has been Dr. Sikowski. Good night. Timmy, they tell me you're quite the hero, but this stuff you're telling everybody about traveling into the future into 2071 and paper dolls taking over the world, we can't let the public hear that sort of thing. It would send people into a panic. It may be what really happened, but Timmy, what you're going to go out there and tell them is that you were kidnapped by the Murgatroyd serial killer, and he held you hostage, and then you succeeded in escaping from him, and then he saw him burn to death. The Murgatroyd serial killer is dead. That way it's solved, and I can be reelected. And you're a hero. You're going to march across that stage, and I'm going to pin a medal on you. Remember, you never traveled to the future. Those are just wild skateboarder stories. I mean, I would definitely hate for anything to happen to your dear, sweet mom, the school teacher.
I swear, if you do anything to my mom, I will kill you with my bare hands.
Now, Timmy, let's not overreact. Let's not overreact. Settle down. You don't want to threaten the senator. My bodyguards here could give you a shot that will make you say anything I want you to say on that stage. But I'm sure you'd like for your mom to have a brand new house, and I am bringing all this federal aid to rebuild the burned city of Murgatroyd. That's what's going to help get me reelected. So if you want your mom to have a nice brand new house, well, and you be the little hero with the medal on your chest, then perhaps you might want to cooperate with me. Do we understand each other?
Yes, sir. I understand perfectly.
Great, Timmy. Thank you very much, Timmy. Here's your skateboard back.
The house, in the house, in the house. You are now in the mix. In the house, in the house. Playing the best old school classics, hip hop, R&B, and today's hottest music.
Monitor Dance here at CRASS. Where I'm spinning the hits, I'm playing the oldies, I'm playing the goldies, I'm playing the newbies, I'm playing the groovy, I'm playing the rubies. And we also are going to have some calls, too, some call-ins. Of course, we're going to do the Trash Talk Radio here. I'm going to spin a little vinyl first, play you a few tunes, and then we're going to get off into some Trash Talk Radio, where you call in with your opinion no matter how outrageous it is. Trash Talk Radio. This is DJ Monitor Dance, and here comes a hit. Tonight. Ooh, Nasrati. Ooh, Nasrati, Nasrati.
The super sensational hit Sad Hungry Girl Crying in the Rain.
Mr. Clark, you went to Arby's. And then you broke up. You slept in the keys. Now we're apart. I see you at Dairy Queen. And just last night, at Dairy Queen. Oh, she's a sad, hungry girl, crying in the rain. Oh, she's a sad, hungry girl, crying in the rain. You broke down and you cried at the Johnny's buffet. Then I saw you down at Taco Bell just yesterday. I need to get meals. Oh, what can I say? But it takes a lot more than 2 good food to make me say, that sad girl, crying in the rain. Yes, she's a sad, hungry girl, crying in the rain.
Talk Radio. Talking trash here at CRASS. And we have a caller now right here on line 1. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's Uncle Frank here. I seen where they begun to rebuild parts of Murgatroyd and all, and I just wonder how long it's gonna take them to get Drifties back, built up back again. You know, my wife Aunt Suki and I used to go in there every week and get us a double. We've done that for the past 40 years or some odds like that and all. And, you know, whenever that dead center park over there was burning up, the whole north end of it was on fire, but by God, them National Guard stood guard in front of that Statue of Liberace. They made sure nothing happened to that Statue of Liberace there and all. And, of course, I don't think it would have burned anyway. It's made out of some kind of a concrete or stone or whatever it is. I don't know what it's made out of, but I don't believe it would have caught on fire anyhow. But I wonder where all them skateboarders now are going to go now that dead center park's burned. I guess they'll put another skate park in there where it used to be maybe and all. Yeah, I wish I knew. Anyway, that's it. That's all I got to say today. Thank you.